Welcome to the party, pal!
Bruce's situation truly breaks my heart. I can't just watch him suffer.
Demi Moore just broke her silence, and what she revealed about Bruce Willis is sending shockwaves through Hollywood. For months, fans assumed the legendary action star was receiving the best possible care. But Demi claims there's something far more heartbreaking happening behind closed doors. She says she can't just watch him suffer, and now whispers suggest she's planning to rescue Bruce from the very system meant to protect him. Could Demi's intervention completely change how Bruce spends his final years? And hey, if you love staying ahead on stories like this, make sure to hit subscribe. It helps more than you know.
When I'm, in LA, I go over every week, and I really, treasure the time that we all share.
Sometimes you'll see that twinkle in his eye or that smirk, and, I just get transported. And it's just hard to see that.
Bruce Willis, now 69, is facing one of the toughest battles of his life after being diagnosed with frontotemporal dementia. To protect both his health and his family, Bruce currently lives in a separate one-story home close to the main family house. Inside, he has round-the-clock professional caregivers making sure his medical needs are met at every hour of the day. This arrangement was set up by his wife, Emma Hemming Willis, who is also his legal guardian. Her priority has been keeping life as stable as possible for their two young daughters, Mabel and Evelyn, while still ensuring Bruce receives specialized care. From the outside, it looks like everything is under control. Bruce is safe, his medical team is focused, and his children are shielded from the most difficult moments. But according to people close to the family, this carefully built setup might not be giving Bruce the one thing money and medical professionals can't provide: the constant presence of family. And that's exactly what Demi Moore has started to question.
I think the most important thing I could share is just to meet them where they're at. And when you let go of who they've been or who you think they are, who even you would like them to be, you can then really stay in the present and take in the joy and the love that is present and there for all that they are, not all that they're.
For Demi Moore, Bruce's condition isn't just about medical charts or scheduled treatments. It's about something much deeper. Sources close to her say she's noticed a heartbreaking difference when Bruce is surrounded by family versus when he's left in the care of professionals. His eyes brighten, his mood lifts, and that signature spark from his Hollywood days flickers back to life, if only for a moment. So when Demi said, "I can't just watch him suffer," she wasn't only talking about dementia. She was pointing to the quiet suffering of isolation, the emotional emptiness she believes Bruce feels when family isn't around. In her eyes, professional caregivers can never replace the bond of loved ones who have been by his side for decades. And for those who know Demi, this concern comes as no surprise. She has always been the type to step in when she sees someone she loves hurting. But what makes this story explosive is what she's willing to do about it, because her next move shocked even Bruce's closest circle. If there's one thing Hollywood has never been able to deny, it's the unusual closeness between Bruce Willis and Demi Moore, even not long after their divorce. Instead of letting their split turn bitter, the two created what many have called the gold standard for blended families. They spent holidays together, went on joint vacations, and even showed up to each other's major life events as if nothing had changed. When Bruce married Emma Hemming in 2011, Demi didn't step back. She stepped in, welcoming Emma with open arms and helping to blend their two families into one. Over the years, their daughters, Rumor, Scout, and Tallulah, were raised in an environment where divorce didn't mean division. And when tragedy struck, whether it was Demi's health battles or one of their kids struggling, Bruce and Demi always closed ranks and showed up for each other. That's why insiders say no one should be surprised Demi is stepping in now.
fixing problems and holding the family together is simply who she is. But this time, Demi wasn't just offering support, she came forward with a plan so bold it could completely change Bruce's future.
Behind the scenes, Demi Moore reportedly made a move that stunned even Bruce's closest inner circle. According to insiders, she approached Emma Hemming with a heartfelt but daring idea: to move Bruce out of his current setup and into her Idaho branch. There, Demi and their daughters, Rumor, Scout, and Tallulah, could rotate caregiving responsibilities alongside professional medical staff. Her reasoning was simple but powerful. No amount of money or medical expertise could match the healing power of family. She pointed to how Bruce reacts when surrounded by familiar voices. The way his face lights up, the way his body language shifts, the subtle moments of connection that caregivers alone can't spark. Demi argued that family presence could give Bruce something his current arrangement lacks: a sense of belonging in his final years. And this wasn't about cutting corners. Professional care, which currently costs upwards of $300,000 to $400,000 a year, wouldn't disappear under Demi's plan. It would be integrated with family love and attention, creating a balance that she believes could transform Bruce's quality of life. But while Demi's vision sounded noble, not everyone was ready to embrace it, and the person standing in her way is the one who knows Bruce's day-to-day struggles better than anyone.
As Bruce's wife and legal guardian, Emma Hemming Willis carries the enormous weight of making every decision about his care. For years, she's done everything in her power to protect not only Bruce, but also their two young daughters, Mabel and Evelyn, from the harsh realities of his illness. The separate home, the round-the-clock caregivers, the structured routine, all of it was carefully designed to keep life stable. So when Demi came forward with her bold proposal, Emma's initial reaction was resistance. It wasn't about pride or jealousy, it was about fear. Fear of disrupting a system she worked tirelessly to build. Fear that too much change could create confusion or even setbacks for Bruce in his fragile state. And fear of placing her children in an environment where the unpredictable nature of dementia might overshadow their lives. But over time, something started to shift. According to sources, Emma began noticing the very thing Demi had been pointing out: Bruce's spark during family gatherings, the way he seemed more engaged, more present when his daughters and Demi were around. And suddenly, Emma was no longer dismissing the idea outright. She was listening. And that's where the story gets complicated, because Emma isn't the only one torn. Bruce's older daughters have found themselves caught in the middle of this emotional standoff.
For Rumor, Scout, and Tallulah Willis, the situation is deeply personal and deeply painful. On one hand, they respect Emma's role as Bruce's guardian and the stability she's fought to preserve for their younger half-sisters. On the other, they understand their mother's urgency and the truth behind her words. They've seen with their own eyes how their father responds to family presence, and they want him surrounded by that love for as long as possible. One source explained it best. They're torn. They want to honor Emma's authority, but they also know Demi has a point. They just want their dad's final years to be filled with connection, not distance. For them, it isn't about choosing sides, it's about choosing what will give Bruce the most dignity and peace. Still, this tug-of-war has left them balancing loyalty to their stepmother with loyalty to their mother. And as emotions rise, the family's unity, the very thing they've always been praised for, is being tested in ways it never has before. But what makes this story bigger than just one family is what Demi's proposal represents: a challenge to how we all think about dementia care and what really matters at the end of life.
Demi Moore's intervention isn't just a family matter. It raises a question that millions quietly wrestle with. Is professional care enough if it comes at the cost of emotional connection? Bruce's situation highlights a painful truth. Medical teams can manage the illness, but only loved ones can bring the comfort of familiarity, history, and unconditional love.
What Demi is suggesting challenges the entire idea of how society treats dementia. Is care only about keeping someone physically stable? Or is it about preserving dignity, spirit, and connection, even when cure is no longer possible? If her plan moves forward, it could reshape the conversation not only in Hollywood, but across households everywhere, showing that sometimes the greatest medicine isn't found in a doctor's orders, but in the presence of family. And in Bruce's case, this isn't just theory, it's playing out in real time, with every decision carrying enormous emotional weight for those closest to him. Because at the end of the day, the Willis family knows they're not just deciding on medical care, they're deciding how Bruce will spend the final chapter of his life.
No matter which path the family takes, one thing is undeniable. Bruce Willis is surrounded by love. Whether it's Emma's tireless dedication, Demi's bold vision, or the daughter's unwavering support, his final chapter is being written by people who refuse to let him face this battle alone. In a world where many families fracture under pressure, the Willis clan has proven that love doesn't disappear with divorce, remarriage, or even illness. Demi's plan may or may not come to life, but it has already sparked a bigger realization that care isn't just about medicine, it's about presence, connection, and dignity. And for Bruce, that may be the greatest gift of all. So here's the question. In the end, what truly matters more, professional care or the irreplaceable presence of family?